Boomflowah!
Good evening, this is BelGeode, and we are back with some more DCS World, and this is the first video for 2022. So happy New Year to you all. And for our first video, we are going back to DCS in the Hornet. So I may as well get the disclaimer out of the way right now. I have not been practicing with the Hornet very often. This carrier trap is probably going to suck. So I'm just going to save you some time right now. If you're expecting to see Flip Wilson from Raven 1 landing this bird, yeah, I'm just going to let you down right here and now. All right, but we're back in the Persian Gulf map. And the reason why we're back is because this is one of the holdout missions that I'd created last year. And just to give you an idea just how old this mission is, it was before the new fancy 2.7 clouds came out. So if you look at my little thumbnail there, you'll see we're rocking the old clouds there. But I really wanted to get this one done, so I really wanted to show it to you because we're going to be using laser-guided bombs with the auto-laze feature. So we're going to be going to the island of Lavan, which is one of the islands that the Jolly Rogers attacked earlier and took out a lot of the SAM sites. The video, of course, for that is linked in the video description below. Now, we're going to take out all of their weapons-making capabilities. So this mission is entitled Lavan Leveling. All right, so Lavan Island is still a thorn in our side. They've been mass-producing weapons and exporting them to the mainland in preparation for deployment. Most recently, the Scud launcher knockoffs that the Tomcats destroyed the other day. We've located their key factories and we're going to put them out of business along with their command and control. Our objective: we are Pontiac 9. You and Merlin are in Hornets today. You're loaded with 4 GBU-16s each and given 4 HVTs to take out. That's high-value targets. But before you can begin your work from the relatively safe altitude of Angel 16, you have to wait for Pontiac 6 and Uzi 2 to get into position. Now Pontiac 6, that's Sundowner and Hollywood. They will also be in Jolly Rogers Hornets flying Seed, armed with 1 Harm and 3 IR Mavericks each. Their task is to fly in ahead of you, neutralize all remaining SAM and AAA. You are to orbit at your fence-in pause until you hear them call cleared hot. Uzi 2 are a 2-ship of F-14s from the Pukin Dogs. They will be your top cover, and like yourselves, will need to wait for the SAM threat to be neutralized before covering you on your bombing run. We are aware there's a light fighter force in Lavan, as well as Iriaf Tomcats, aka Killer Cats, inland. They will keep you safe from those threats. Overlord is on station if needed, but will not be on your main channel. Texaco will launch once you're in the AO to be available for refuel and recovery. Do not dawdle. Get in, get out, come home. So it'll be just like Desert Storm all over again. And you can see myself and Merlin there. So, even though this is an older mission, hopefully it still plays right. There's really only one way to find out. Let's hop in the bird. Okay, so we are back on the USS George Washington, and you can see Merlin just to the left of me there. And of course, Overlord's getting ready to take off there. On the right-hand side, we've got the other 2 Hornets, Pontiac 6, that would be Sundowner and Hollywood, and they're going to be our seed flight for today. So they're loaded up with Mavericks and I believe 1 AGM-88 Harm missile. Really hope it hits. Thankfully, there's only that SA-6 on that island, so it really shouldn't be that critical an issue. I think we're going to go with that. All right, but let's watch Overlord take off before we go ahead and get ready ourselves. Look at that. I swear, it never gets old.
Airborne.
Never gets old. I love it. All right, so as soon as Pontiac 6 takes off, we are going to be taxiing to Cats 3 and 4, since Cat 3 just opened up for us here. And you will notice that our regular Tomcats are just kind of chilling there. So we've got Merlins and Hollywoods over there. And then, of course, Sundowner. And directly behind me is Valkyrie. So, yay. All right. So we're going to be going on a bombing run today. You can see that Merlin's got LGBs or laser guided bombs, so that should be fun. Hopefully I'll remember how to do this. I'm doing it as auto lays, so we'll see how well that all works out. I'm going to put the FCS on this side, and we'll put the checklist on the other, so that way I can check what my weight is. Okay. I believe I should be trimmed for 17 degrees nose up, so we'll work on that when we get to it. All right, let's get our console and instrument panel lights on. Okay.
Pontiac 6, airborne.
And we'll get our engine anti-ice on just in case. Okay, so there's one. And the other should be taking off momentarily, at which point in time we should be getting the okay to go. So let me also set up my radar out. Get rid of the visual vomit here. And we'll set this to auto. 20. So there we go. All right, now I should also set up the TACAN, but I'll do that later, like when we're coming back to the boat, or if we need to stop at Hater Tanker. Okay, taxi to cats 3 and 4. Can and will do. Let me get my nose wheel steering to high. Here we go, pretty much set. All right, Merlin, we're going to try this again, and this time, don't bash into me. Ugh, if I tell you how many times I've had to re-record this thing because Merlin won't stay put. And of course, he's going to shout out the 2 rolling any second now.
2, rolling.
Don't do it. Don't you do it, man. I'm watching you. I am watching you. Don't you do it. All right, so we've got to go past the wires here, and then I've got to make a sharp right turn, and hopefully we'll not hit Merlin's regular craft. All right, I think I got this. Well, I've got my eye on you, buddy. We're not going through this exercise again. All right, wings unfurled. And it's telling me to come forward. Little bit more, little bit more, little bit more, little bit more, and hold it. Okay, let me finish getting this in. Now comes the magic. Love this part. All right, launch bar down. Yep. And it's lining us up. Pull forward. Wait for the dog bone to take tension. There we go, right about there. Let's set our trim while we're at it. It needs to be at 17. There it is, 17. Okay, launch bar back up. And we're ready to go. Shooter, you got me, buddy. Powering up, full mill. We're at full mill, controls wipeout. All right, everything looks good. And salute. Hands off, throttle and stick. And let's go, go, go. Haha, I love it. All right, veering to the left. Gear can come up, flaps can come up. Afterburner can go off. There we go. I love it, man. I absolutely love it. It's been too long. It's been too long since I've been in the Hornet. Kind of glad to get back in there now. All right, let's head back to a heading of about 130-ish. I think that was our heading when we took off. Reminder, bingo is 4,000. Okay, we'll deal with that momentarily.
2, rolling.
Thank you, 2. Okay, autopilot. We're going to set you to attitude hold for the time being. We're going to be using the heading select as part of this, but first I want to make sure that I've got everything good to go here. So let's start with the left MFD. We're going to make you radar. Right MFD, we're going to want to have you as EW, and it should help if we turn that on. Set this to bypass because I like to manually put out my countermeasures. HMD, we'll turn you on. IR cool, set you to norm. And the flare pod is going to come in handy, so we're going to need to set that to standby. LST end flare on. I'm not even 100% certain if I need to have that on. Just in the habit of turning it on, so we'll go with that. All right, so first things first, we need to get to our proper waypoint. Pretty sure we are past 7 miles right now, so we're going to swing out to the right here. There is our waypoint. Now, in order to utilize the heading select, we're going to need to nudge the heading switch down there. So let me just set us up at the proper angle here. And we are going to hold it down until it comes up H-cell on the UFC. And we're looking for heading of 137. Enter. Now, what that has done is that's punched that in as our heading right now, so we can go from attitude hold to heading select, and it will hold us on target. And then, of course, we can still control our attitude with our stick, but this way, our directional control is already taken care of, which is fine by me. All right, looking good, feeling good. How are we doing on gas? 319. Oh, you know, I need to set the bingo. Let me... I need to figure out which one of these switches is my bingo switch. There it is. Need to set to 4,000. All right, so bingo is now set, and we need a little bit more power, so I'm going to bump us up to about 94 here. You can see we're at 311 knots, and we are now barometric, so let me go ahead and switch that. 2, where are you? I know he's out there. All right, now the other thing that I like to do, I like to set this bottom screen here, instead of keeping it on like the regular old HSD, I usually like to put it to the SA page. But before I do that, I will set up the TACAN really quick. So we're going to go TACAN on. Come on, TACAN. And we'll set it up for 73 X-ray, which is, of course, the Washington. So we're now 22 miles away from the Washington. And we should still be tracking on waypoint 1, so we're doing good there. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this to SA. Now you can see we already have an icon up in front of us. More than likely that is going to be Overlord. Yep, there he is. 0001. 4.1 nautical miles away. That would be Overlord. All right. So far looking good. I'm going to give it a little bit more power here because we're starting to really decrease in speed. Now the reason, of course, why I had Pontiac 6 take off ahead of us, you can see Pontiac 6 right there. They are seed, so their job is to take that SA6 down before we get into the AO. And look, there's Merlin. Hi, Merlin. Well, bloody well timed, buddy. We're going to go through the clouds here. So the plan is to give them enough time, which means my max speed is going to be 350 knots. We need to give them enough time to take out all of the SA6 SAM site, or at the very least the radar, and any AAA and so on over there. Now, I don't think the AAA is going to come into play because of the fact that we are going up to Angel 17. For the attack run, we're actually going to do it at Angels 14, so right about here, just below this cloud deck. But still, I want to be thorough in this. We don't want to have to come back here again, so we're going to take out everything, and that's what I've got them doing. All right, I'm going to shallow us up a little bit on our ascent. So there we go. We still have about 26 miles to go until we get to waypoint number 1. And man, I just love these clouds. So I saw the DCS 2022 and beyond trailer, and I saw that the clouds will eventually move, and you'll have like moving weather patterns and all of that good jazz. That excites me. I love that. That is a really, really good idea, and I really can't wait for us to have that capability here. All right, Angel 17, barometric altitude hold, and there we go. Okay, so with 20 miles left to go until we hit waypoint 1, I'm going to pull the power back.
2 at 17,000.
All right, there's Pontiac 6. They just hit their waypoint, and we are going to be hitting ours in 18 miles. First, let's check out the aircraft in the AO, and when we come back, we will continue to our next waypoint. All right, so we are closing in on our waypoint rapidly, so I'm going to take it off of heading select to put it back on attitude hold. We're a little bit left of where we should be, but that is okay by me because I can always step the waypoint forward, but I think it should automatically do it as I make this turn here, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. We still have barometric altitude hold on, so we should be good to go there, and yes, it did in fact step forward to waypoint 2. I kind of feel like I'm a little far back though, so I'm not so sure about that. All right, right there. Always seem to overshoot it. I'll get better eventually, I promise. All right, right about there is good. And once again, we're gonna put it back on heading select, so I'm gonna need that. And I need a heading of 086, enter. Put it to this, put it to that. There we go. All right. So as I'd mentioned, we're going to be using the FLIR pod and what's known as auto lays for this. If you need a tutorial on that, that's where our good buddies, the Grim Reapers, come in. You can check them out, and they will be happy to teach you how to use it. I'm going to run through the process myself, but I am by no means an expert. I've only done this mission a few times, you know, basically just to fine-tune and make sure everything works as intended. But you will also notice that we've got multiple layers of clouds here, so that may be a problem when it comes to trying to laze the target. I'm hoping it will at least be clear over the AO, otherwise this could end up being a failed mission. We really do need to take out these weapons factories.
At 19,000.
All right, Overlord is on station. Let's see, that was on COM 2. So COM 1, I am assuming is my guys. Yes, 305. Okay, so on 305, I should be able to hear Pontiac 6, as well as my wingman, as well as the Tomcats. Everybody should be on 305. And then 243 should be Hater Tanker, as well as Overlord. All right, makes sense. And you will also notice on our EW page, see that 6 at the top, about 11 o'clock? That's the SA-6 site. So their search radar is on. They're not necessarily tracking us just yet, but we are going to be the bait, as it were. Now, once we reach waypoint 2, my task is to hold there. So I'm going to anchor at steer point 2, and I'm going to wait for confirmation from Pontiac 6 that they have indeed taken out the target. So what we'll do is while we're holding there, we will switch over to Pontiac's point of view, or more appropriately, Pontiac's weapons point of view, and we'll see how well they are able to take down that SAM site. That's the plan, anyway. That's what we're going to go with. All right, we are a little fast, however, so once again, I'm going to pull us back. Let's see, about 89 should be good. Yeah, because I really don't want to go much faster than 350, and as you can see, we're already at 379, so that's a little faster than I would have liked. Oh, you know what I just realized? Got our strobe lights on. Why do we have our strobe lights on? Shouldn't they be off when we're on a boat by default? I don't know. All right, 15 miles to go. As soon as we hear from Pontiac 6 that they are beginning their run, we will check in with them. You may notice, well, it's probably barely noticeable, but they're starting to widen their spread a little bit.
Pontiac 6, passing waypoint 3 at 17,000.
There we go. That's what we were waiting for. We're going to get our usual audio cues to tell us to fence in and to anchor.
Southwest, engaging at bullseye 284 for 160.
Really? Is that a bug? Auxiliary equipment. It's not an auxiliary equipment, it's a SAM site. Huh, interesting. All right, 10 miles to go. Once again, we'll wait for the announcement. Should be happening any second now.
Fence in.
There it is. And there's a secondary announcement coming, so I'm going to set us up to just barometric altitude hold, because I want us to stay level at 17,000. There it is. Pontiac 9, hold at current pause until Pontiac 6 calls cleared hot. Okay, so we're about 5 miles from waypoint 2. I'm going to enter into a left-hand bank. I think about 45 degrees should be fine. That should skirt us just close enough so that the SA-6 activates, but not close enough for the SA-6 to fire, which should also help out Pontiac 6 as far as getting their harm on target. All right, but now that we've got that done, we do need to fence in really quick. So I am going to set us up with master arm on, air to ground mode. You can see our weapons there, and you can see our radar there. I want it set to flare. We'll get this on. Oh, why is it not on? Oh, because I don't have this on. All right, now the flare is on. We'll set that up. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to set up our bombs. And to do so, we're going to select that. You'll see the flashing X's, which indicates we need codes, laser codes for those. 1688 is a laser code that Merlin is using. I'm going to use 1588, but let me check our mode first. We're set to auto. E-fuse should be instant. And that'll be our good buddy, the SA-6 site. It is now tracking us. You can see on the HMD display there. Hopefully that should be enough for those guys to take it out. All right, but we need to push code, and same here, code, and then punch it in, 1588, enter. Step, 1588, enter. Step, 1588, enter. I sure hope that means they got it. And finally, 1588, enter. Okay, all 4 bombs now say 1588, so we're good to go. We're going to step it back to the original one. And on the upfront controls here, you'll notice it is flashing code. So we'll need to hit that too. LTDC and change it from 1688 to 1588. And voila, just like that, we're ready. All right, let's go ahead and turn on our flare, and we're just going to kind of leave it like that because now we are going to check in with the boys. Oh, there's a Tomcat, so they should be coming past us any second now. All right, let's see how those missiles are doing.
Pontiac 6, kill at Bulls 284 for 160.
All right, nice job, Pontiac. Very, very nice. Okay, let's see. Do I have everything set? Yes, LTD, flare, yep. All that stuff is good. Bombs are on the right codes.
In from the west, engaging at Bull 284 for 160.
I'm going to shallow up my bank here just a little bit so we can go in a little bit wider radius here. And 2, you're still with me? This is awesome, buddy. Okay, so my plan for 2, once we reach the next waypoint, waypoint 3, I am going to set 2 off the leash. So he will have free reign. He'll be able to take out his 4 targets. You may have noticed in the external video of the Maverick falling that there are several of those little factories all over the place. So there's 4 that are kind of in a box configuration. Those 4 are mine. I need to take those 4 down. The other 3 on the opposite side, plus the main building at the airport, that is all Merlins. In fact, let's see if we have any missiles in the air right now, and we can take a closer look.
284 for 160. Pontiac 6. Cleared hot. Passing waypoint 4 at 17,000.
Okay, so as you just heard, we are cleared hot.
285 for 160.
SA6 side is completely down, so I'm going to get the autopilot back on. We'll put it on attitude hold only, and we are going to make our ingress. Now, at this point in time, I'm also going to increase our engine speed as well as our throttle, since the 2 are, of course, linked. And we're going to head for waypoint 3. So the objective is I need to go lower than 17,000, so we'll need to bring her down to roughly about 14,000 as I had indicated before. But our airspeed needs to go up. Our airspeed needs to be over 400 for us to drop these LGBs. So don't ask me why that's a thing. I don't know the science behind that, but it is what it is. So we need to make sure we're going at least 400 knots in order to drop these suckers. All right, but we are almost to 14,000, and we are definitely over where we need to be. So I'm going to start leveling us out. All right, we're actually a little lower than I wanted, but that's fine. As long as I'm below the cloud deck, I am perfectly happy with that. So we're going to set this up and barometric out. Come on, baby, climb a little. Just a little. I don't ask much. Trying to go easy on you here. There it is, 14,000. Barometric altitude hold. Okay, so we are now making a beeline for the next waypoint. And I can disable the auto because I do not want it to push forward just yet. I want waypoint 3 to stay there because that's pretty much our IP. And it's also going to be our rallying point for when we're ready to egress. Now, no doubt you saw at the airport they had some AAA there, but there was also a big building off to the right along with some QRF planes. The QRF is a quick reactionary force, and that quick reactionary force only consisted of 3 MiG-29s. The reason why there's not much there is, well, there's not much parking in Lavan Island, but they do have Tomcats, A models, that they can call in from the mainland, so we need to make this quick. If these MiG-29s launch and become a factor, well, obviously we've got a problem there, but honestly, I'm more worried about the enemy Tomcats, because those guys can make our day a living hell. That's why we brought our own Tomcats. So the Pukin dogs are supposed to go above us. They're playing the role of top cover at about Angels 18 or 18,000 feet. And hopefully they should be able to deter any negative presence. There you can see Pontiac 6 is heading out. So those guys have done their job, and it's time for them to head home and grab some chow. As for us, let's see. We're going to need to set up our flare, so let me make that soy, which is that little diamond in the upper right corner. And now that means I should be able to move this around. All right, I think I see the island there. I can't see the actual target area. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a bit of a challenge for me. Come on, give me some kind of clearing here. Pretty sure that is not where I want, but I'm going to make a target point there, and we can always slew it. We'll set this to narrow field of view, and aha, there it is. There is one of my targets. Okay, I am okay with this. I'm going to go for the innermost target first, and we'll work our way outwards. So yes, right there is what I am looking for, and let me zoom us in a bit.
Texaco 1-1, airborne.
All right. Once we reach our waypoint, I will of course need to get 2 off the leash. So let me get the radio menu up. Incidentally, Eagle Dynamics, you give us commands for the radio menu that we can bound to a HOTAS, except our wingman won't recognize the command unless we talk to him on the radio first, which is kind of dumb. Kind of dumb. Please fix that, if you don't mind. As if Wags would even be watching this. All right. I am just about ready to send him off the leash, just waiting for it to say IP inbound.
IP inbound.
Right on cue. Okay, 2. I'm going to hold off on that because I want you to start after me. It's got about 43 seconds till release. When we get to about 30, or you know what, 20 seconds to release, I will get 2 off the leash. And we'll get ready to drop our first bomb, and we'll egress out that way to the right. All right, 25 seconds. Okay, go mission and rejoin, buddy. Good luck. Happy hunting. All right, 13 seconds. We are ready. Let's do this. At 5 seconds, we will hold down the pickle switch. 3, 2, 1. Pickle. And braking to the right. Nice shallow bank off to the right, and we'll put this back in wide mode, as well as zoom it out a bit. All right, now we need to hustle because it is lasing right now. So we've got 6 seconds till it hits the target. We don't want to move this thing around too much. We want to make sure that it will actually hit the target, and it looks like it did. Okay, sweet. So before we get masked, let me set up the second one. And there it is. It is already set. All right, so this should give 2 enough time to come in. And I'm going to keep my eyes outside here just to make sure I don't see any Tomcats or anything like that. We're going to go about 10 or 15 miles out, and then we'll make our turn back in. So far, 1 down, and this has been a good thing. Okay, 2, let's check it out from your point of view, buddy.
2, bombs away. 2, contact bearing 042.4. 2, contact bearing 042.4. 2, contact bearing 047.3. 2, contact bearing 047.3. 2, contact bearing 048.3. 2, contact bearing 048.3. 2, engaging target.
All right, 2, very well done. Okay, so now we can begin our turn back in. And I will need to flick this LTDR switch again because it does turn itself off after you have successfully used it. So it's set to auto laze again. And as you can see, we are getting unmasked. Now, I already designated a target point, so when we get completely unmasked, we should see the factory that we were aiming for. You may have noticed 2's bomb hit the main building over at the airport. That was what we were looking for. It also seemed to take out 2 of the 3 MiGs, so that's a plus. I always love collateral damage when it happens like that. All right, so there's our AO. And let's go ahead and get everything lined up. Start leveling out. We're still over 400 knots, which is perfectly fine. And there it is. That's what we're looking for. Okay, now I have not yet heard 2 call out that he is off target, but that is okay. I want his bomb to drop at a separate time as mine, so that's why I went out like an extended length of time. All right, 2, hurry it up, buddy. Get the job done, please. We're not going to watch his bomb this time. We're going to focus on our own attack run. All right, let me make sure that this thing is actually visible. You know what? I don't like all that smoke there. I'm going to switch it real quick. Let's switch it to this guy here. Okay. Narrow field of view. Zoom in a touch. All right, 2, hopefully your bombs will go off without any issue because I've got about 23 seconds before I launch this sucker. We'll approach the other side and we'll go after that one that I originally had targeted because it looks like there's a lot of smoke that's going on. Nice, very good too. 8 seconds to release. 5 seconds, holding down the pickle. 2, 1, 0. Pickle. And we're going to turn left this time. Really should turn right, but hopefully we won't get masked. Set you up right about there. We have 3 seconds till laze. 7 seconds till target. What's the verdict? Oh, that's a Boomflowah. That is a Boomflowah. I love it. So, we are doing good so far. We still have 1 MiG to contend with, but hopefully those Tomcats are right above us and they should be able to take care of business for us. As for me, I'm going to head out this way, pretty much parallel the island here. Once we get out probably about 10, 15 miles thereabouts, we'll turn back in and we'll see if we can hit that one that we moved away from the last time. Let's see how well 2 is doing.
2, bombs away.
All right, job well done too, thank you. Okay, now it's time for us to turn in. So first things first, we'll get that LTDR switch back on so that way we can auto laze. And I know we're masked currently. And yeah, it looks like this side of the island is nothing but smoke. But it looks like the smoke is all blowing in that direction, so that should work in our favor. We still have our diamond set to the last target that we hit, so we'll need to move that momentarily. Looks like we're starting to unmask ourselves. All right, so I have 2 more factories I need to take out, and I believe 2 also has 2 more factories he needs to take out. So while he is on his egress, I am going to be working on my ingress. Provided, of course, I ever go unmasked. That would be great. There we go. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Narrow field of view. And we're going to set up this way here. All right. I want you. All right. Let's see what we got here.
2, running in.
Oh, there's one right there. That's the one I'm looking for. Okay. So we've got our target set. We are 12 miles to target. Hopefully 2 will have enough time to get his job done. And after that, we will go ahead and release ours. Come on, 2, do that bombs away business. I swear, every time I fly with Merlin, I always get nervous because he always seems to have some kind of issue. Whether it be running out of fuel or getting shot down over the AO, and then we have to launch a rescue mission. And this may be the last video in the Persian Gulf that we will be doing here, so I'm really hoping I don't have to go launch another rescue mission on Merlin. That's pretty much how we started this here. All right, 8 seconds, 6, 5, holding down the pickle, 2, 1.
Engaging target. Target
There we
hit.
go. That's a pickle. Okay, so let's make sure we are properly lined
Target
up.
destroyed.
Oh, Merlin's targets are all done. Oh, wow, aren't you lucky? Well, I still have 1 more left, so you better join up with me there, buddy.
Target hit.
All right, another successful Boomflowah for me, and I am going to head out this way. Merlin, I will need you to join up with me, please, if you don't mind.
Flight. Cover me. 2, affirm.
Actually, no. You know what?
2,
Don't do that.
rejoin.
Yeah, that's what I want you to do.
Flight. Join up.
Okay, I just heard something on the EW. Is that what I think that is? No. That is the ship. 18 E2. Okay. Well, as long as we're okay. All right, I'm going to get the LTDR back up. So as you can see from my stores management page, I've got 1 Mark 83 laser guided bomb ready. I know that's not the actual designation. It's a GBU-12, but still, it's basically a Mark 83. It's a 1,000-pound bomb. All right, there's our little island that we were using as a guide. So far, so good. We just need to drop 1 more bomb and then get the heck out of Dodge. As a matter of fact, I'm going to set this back up to auto. Oh, I can't because I'm still using it in a combat mode. Okay, not a problem. Not worried about it. But we are going to ingress to the target, so let's make another right turn. Is that like the opposite of NASCAR? Another right turn. Should be another left turn, I guess. All right, there we go. Let's see what we got over at the target area. We got clouds over at the target area. So I know that the one that I need to hit is closest to the shore, and honestly also closest to us. So...
2, Tally Bandit, 5 o'clock.
Okay, why don't you cover me? Yes, cover me.
Flight. Cover me. 2, roger.
Don't run out of gas, buddy. I'm watching you. Okay, so here we go. Narrow field of
2,
view.
Tally Bandit, 4 o'clock.
Okay, well, you do your thing with that bandit.
190 at 18,000.
Oh, that's not good at all. Oh, that's the 14s. Okay. Do your thing, buddy. Do your thing. 2, get back in formation.
Join up.
2, contact bearing 312.14.
Don't worry about it. The Tomcats got us. That's their job. They will take care of it. All you need to do is just not get shot down, which is why I'm pulling him back towards me just in case. All right, LTDR is on. We do have L-arm on the HUD. And 28 seconds to release.
Cali Bandit at Bulls 285 for 180 at 15,000.
All right, we'll do what we're paying you for, buddy. Take him out before he takes us out. 17 seconds to release. Oh, boy. Starting to get a little nervous here. The stakes are high. 5 seconds to release. Holding down the pickle. And pickle. Okay, 20 seconds to laze. We're going to do a nice lazy turn to get out of the AO. Set this back up to wide field of view.
2, contact bearing 320.4. 2, contact bearing 321.4.
Dude, I really don't want you to do anything.
321.4.
Come on, baby, come on. Come on, baby, come on. I can see an F-14 in my HMD.
Target hit.
Yes! Okay. Where's that waypoint? We need to get the heck out of here.
Destroyed.
Yep, okay. Let's give her some juice and let's get the heck out of here. Oh, boy, and we're already starting to run a little bit low on fuel. 2, I hope you are with me because guess what, buddy? We are out of here. We'll let the Tomcats clean up. Perfect. All right. So now I'm going to set this from SA to HSI. And we're going to turn this back to auto. Oh, will it not turn on to auto because I'm still on master arm? All right, we'll turn that off. Nope, it's not doing it. Okay, well, how about if I do this? 1, 2, 3. Set you to 4. Now I can do auto. Okay, good deal, good deal. Okay, so let's brake right and get the heck out of here. Whew. Well, that was fun. That was fun. Look at that. Here's our BDA right there. We took out a whole bunch of targets. Pretty much all of their weapons-making facilities. They go bye-bye. And even their airport. All right, so the Tomcats should be able to handle the rest of this. So I am going to head straight for my waypoint, and hopefully 2 is with me in formation. I did tell him to rejoin, so I'm hoping he did that. We've got about 5,000 pounds in gas, so let's hope that's going to be enough to take us where we need to go. And we are on attitude hold right now, so I'm going to bring us back up to Angel 17. We should be considerably lighter now, now that I've gotten rid of those bombs.
2, contact bearing 279.30.
Oh, that's not good at all. Okay, yeah, we're definitely getting the heck out of here. Stay in formation, buddy.
2, spike, 12 o'clock.
We got a spike. Okay, what is it? What is it? Just the F-14s. That's all I see. Okay, there's our fence out.
286 for 190 at 18,000.
Alright, we'll set that back up to EW. We'll turn you off. You off. And we are actually at Angels 18. I busted through my altitude. Mission total success. And it looks like Pontiac 6 just arrived at base. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to go radar. Right now it's on air to ground, so we'll set it back up to air to air. And why does this thing set to 0? 1, 2, 3. Waypoint 3 is behind us. Waypoint 4 is what I want. Okay. Wait, did I just hear Uzi say that they splashed a bandit? I hope that's what I heard. I was too busy chit-chatting myself. Yes! Okay, thank you, Tomcats. Good job. Now get the hell out of there before they launch their Tomcats. Otherwise, it's going to get real interesting up in this here. Okay. 17,000 is what we're looking for, so we'll go B alt. There we go. And we really don't need to be traveling at 400 knots, so we can pull the power back. As you can see, I've got it set to about 89, 90 roughly. Would be nice, however, if we set up our heading select one more time. So I'm going to hold that down. What do we want? 267. 267. I know there's a way that this thing can automatically guide you where you need to go just based on your steer points. But I'll be honest with you folks, as infrequently as I'm in the Tomcat, the Hornet these days, yeah, I don't remember how to do that. All right, I hope you're with me because we are out of here, and we'll check in on the Tomcats and see how they're doing. Okay, so we've got about 8 miles to go, and as you can see, we've already reached our bingo point just below it, so we're going to need to come down. One thing I will do is forego the next waypoint, so we're actually going to start tracking the carrier now, and it looks like we are 41 miles away, so let me contact them and let them know that we're coming in. George Washington, inbound.
Marshall 200, marking Moms 114440, Angels 17.5, holding hands with 201, low state 1.6.
And let's start hitting the deck.
200, Mother's weather is visibility 10 plus mile. Scattered clouds at 4,000. Altimeter is 2992. Case 1 recovery expected BRC 134. Report see me at 10.
Okay, good deal.
200.
134 is our BRC. So now we're going to need this CRS. And we'll punch in 134, enter. And I believe we should probably turn our ILS on too. We don't exactly need it since it's a case 1 recovery, but I like to have it on. It helps me anyway. All right, so now we can see the familiar little landing cues there on the HUD. So we'll go ahead and start bringing her down to the deck. So we'll pull the throttle to idle. And we've got about 30 miles until we get to the boat.
Bandit at Bulls 287 for 140 at 10,000.
Oh, good luck there, buddy. I notice you've lost your wingman. What's up with that?
Engaging Bandit at Bullseye 287 for 140 at 9,000.
Puking dogs are not having a good day today, let me tell you that. All right, so we are below the first layer of clouds. We're looking for that second layer of clouds. There it is. And we'll keep descending. Let's check in on the Tomcats real quick here and see what's going on, because there's only one of them left. Okay, so we are back and we are just below 5,000 feet. We can see the boat off to the left. I know it's the boat because both Pontiac 6 flight are already on the deck. And I have no idea what those Tomcats were up to. Or I should say that Tomcat, because I'm pretty sure he lost his wingman. I have no clue. DCS being DCS, folks. Yeah. All right, but now that I'm down here, what I will do is before I tell them see you at 10, I'm going to tell my guy to go away. Why? Well,
Flight RTB.
I really don't like trying to brake at the boat once we get close enough because oftentimes he has a nasty habit of ramming into me. Not a fan of that, let me just tell you right now. All right, let's go see you at 10.
200. See you at 10.
Well, technically see you at 8.
Update state switched out.
Okay.
200. Low state 1.3.
Yeah, we're at 3.1 right now. So that'll be our Hornet ball. Well, actually it'll be less than that, but All right, as always, I don't promise this pattern to be perfect. Like, at all. That is one thing I'm still struggling with. As much as I love naval aviation, I still have no grasp on how to actually bring this thing on board in all 3 cases. But we're going to give it the old college try, same as always, right? All right, I'm going to swing around. We'll bring her down to about 1,500-ish. I think that's the lowest you can be in a Marshall stack anyway, as I promptly gain in altitude. Pull the power back. Okay, so I'm pretty sure 2 is probably going to get into the pattern first. In fact, I can see him right now, but I don't know if he is signal Charlie. Yeah, he might be. He might be. Because he looks awfully high, and I don't think he's set to land just yet. So that's fine. I am okay with being this far back. I will, of course, need to have that up. Yeah, I know, it's kind of dumb.
Tower 200. Overhead Angels 1. Holding hands with 201. Low state 1.2.
200. Tower, roger. BRC 134. Signal is Charlie.
Signal's Charlie. All right, let's go ahead and get our hook down.
200.
We're already coming in at
RTB.
400 and change. I'm going to do the flight kiss off. I don't have to because I just got rid of 2, but just kind of set ourselves up here. The quicker I can land, the better. Not sure how well I'm going to do this, but yeah, we'll give it a shot. I'm going to extend the brake a little bit here because I know that 2 is already there. So let's go flight kiss off, get that the heck out of the way. Throttle to idle. Speed brakes out. And let's start pulling some G's here. .250, gear down. Flaps down full. And we'll start trimming her up slowly but surely. Okay. First, we lose a little bit more airspeed here. Did I get my speed brakes back up? I think I did. Yeah, I did. I don't want to lose that much airspeed. That's bad. That is real bad. All right. There we go. We're on the donut. And we're all the way down at 450. We should not be. We should be at 600. So, yeah, I'm already making a hack job of this approach here. Oh, yeah. See, this is why I never made it in the Navy. Never even got on board. Didn't even make it past boot camp. Come to think of it, didn't even make it past the recruitment office. Alright, but 2 is already coming in, so I'm gonna have to wave off here. So we'll at least see if we can get back up to 600 feet and do this approach properly here. Give it a little bit of power since I'm in the turn.
RTB.
Is my gear down? Pretty sure I got the gear down. Texaco's coming in too. Oh, that's fun. That is fun. Alright, so 2's about to land. I am going to cross on the starboard side of the boat, and we'll bring her in. Let me do a quick check outside just to make sure my gear's out, even though it should be. Okay, gear's definitely out. We are at 680. And I do believe we are on BRC right now. So let's try this again. I'm going to go out about a mile. So we're at 0.6 right now. We know that Hater Tanker is coming in. I don't need him just yet, but it is rather unfortunate that he's coming in because what happens if I need him? You know what I'm saying here, folks? We've got 2370 in gas. What happens if I need Hater Tanker? You know what? We're not going to think about that. We're not going to think about that. We're going to do like Flip Wilson here. And we're just going to bring it in because we are that badass. It's what we do. That's my story, and I'm going to stick to it. And by the way, Baltic Dragon, yes, I'm still working on the voiceovers for the next installment of, well, I guess we can't really call it Raven 1 anymore, so what are we calling it? Raven 0? Something like that. All you need to know, folks, it's coming. It's coming. I think right now I'm holding up the show, so I need to hustle on my voiceover. So less of this kind of stuff, making a hack job of approaches, and more voiceover recordings for 2022. Yeah, that's going to be my resolution. All right, 1.2. I'm going to take it down to that, what is that, a destroyer or a frigate? One of the two. Okay, let's start bringing her in before I start gaining all this altitude back. Alright, nice 30-degree bank. Or at least I think that's a 30-degree bank, roughly. Yeah, we're going to go with that. We do need to be down to about 450 at the 90. So let's see if we can do this. Seem to be on speed, so I'm okay with that. Not okay with my angle and everything else. Alright, let's go.
200. Hornet ball, 2.1.
Yeah, I'm not feeling this one.
Roger ball. You're a little low.
Not feeling this one.
You're a little low.
Oh, I know.
Wave off.
Oh, no! Seriously? Fine, I'll wave off. It's already in the books anyway, so I don't need them to yell at me any further. Man, I thought I had that. Okay. We're going to make this quick here because we are now down to 2,000. Yeah. All of a sudden, that plane guard is starting to look real inviting here. All right, swing around. Man, oh man. Why is it easier for me to land with the Tomcat, considering the Tomcat is more old school and requires a lot of rudder, than it is for me to land in this thing, which supposedly has fly-by-wire? I don't get it, folks. I really don't get it. But every single mission that I've ever done with this thing, it's always a pain in the butt Oh, nice. About time you killed him. It's always a pain in the butt to try and get this Hornet down. For me, at least. Tomcat, no problem. I can do Tomcat all freaking day long. Alright. I am still way up here. See, that's what messed me up the last time. Had to overcompensate with coming in, so... Still trying to get everything on target as far as power settings go. And I guess I should probably practice some case 2 and case 3 recoveries. That might help me out a little bit. I don't know. Case 1 to me is more challenging because of the fact that you've got to do it at the pattern and set altitudes and all that. But I'm going to go out behind the boat this time.
Fuel low.
Yes, I'm aware. I'm aware. Thank you. Don't need anything else freaking me out today. All right. And we're at 1.1. Way long in the groove here. I feel this one. Oof. Now we're too far to the right. Oh boy. Yeah, this one's another hack job.
You're a little low.
Well, I'm gonna try it anyway.
Come left.
Coming left.
Come left.
Coming left.
Wave off, wave off.
Oh, are you kidding me? I totally got this. Totally freaking got this. Here comes a cut pass.
Bingo. Bingo.
Sorry,
Fuel
Lemoyne.
low. Fuel low.
I know, I'm a bad pilot. Hey, we got victory music though, so I'm okay with that.
Bingo. Bingo. Fuel low. Fuel low.
All right, so if there is a takeaway for this, folks, I just showed you what not to do on a carrier trap. Yeah, I'm so sorry. But that will just about do it. Hey, look, we accomplished the mission. The mission is done. We took care of all of the factories that we were supposed to take care of, and honestly, that's the major thing that I was most concerned about. Just making sure that the mission worked right. Got the chance to show you some LGBs and how I do the auto lays and all that good stuff. And yeah, I feel good about that. I feel good about that. And who is that? Oh, that's Hater Tanker. Oh, cool. So maybe what we should do is we should go over to the LSO platform and go check that out. Let me get the canopy open here. Okay. So yeah, pretty much that will do it, folks. This is the first video of 2022. And while I know the landing is, well, BelGeode perfect, which means absolutely horrible, I do hope that you have enjoyed the actual video itself. So thank you as always for watching. This has been BelGeode. I've been flying in DCS World, and we've been in the Hornet doing some Lavan leveling. And let me see if I remember which button I set to the back of the ship. That's not it. That's it. That's the one I'm looking for. Okay, howdy guys. I am now on the LSO platform, and I will be doing the judging from here on out. So we'll be doing some more DCS some point in time in the near future. I just wanted to finish up the whole Persian Gulf series, because we're going to be going back to both the Syria map and the Marianas map, and I'm going to be doing some more missions from there. I'm also still on the hunt for some really cool missions, so if you happen to be a mission designer yourself and you've got something in mind, please drop me a line. Let me know. I'll be more than happy to try out your mission, and if I really like it, it's going to get featured on this channel as one of our DCS missions. I used to do that way, way, way back in the day, and I don't mind doing that again. So, there you go. All right, but other than that, if you enjoy what you're seeing, please feel free to like the video and don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, it looks like this guy is making a worse approach than I did. Seriously, buddy, you're just gonna cut in and cut back out before you bring her down on the deck? Come on, man. All right, as soon as this Viking lands, we will call it quits. And that'll be it for me. So thank you. Thank you as always for watching. And a happy 2022 to everyone out there. I know it kind of ended crappy with the loss of Betty White, but hey, you know what? We will survive. We will survive. As long as we don't get aliens invading us or something like that. Bad enough we got our virus. Good. Alrighty, folks. That'll do it for me. Ciao.